Hello there everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play episode 112, the game known as Torment Tides of Can never say this one right, Numenera. I'm IVATOPIA by the way, okay. Where did we leave off? With the prey. Oh, I remember this place. We were trying to escape this, aren't we? And we tried to buy someone for a slave over here to free him. Guess we're going to check this guy next. The structure stands exactly the same place as before. Okay, I've already spoke to him. It does not appear to have moved at all. Faint metallic noises from inside his armor suggest that it's still alive. What do you know about Drageen? He is an elusive species of predator, one whose prey remains unknown to me. What he seems is not all what he is. Okay, so that's how we finish with him. So I think we'll generally heading in these locations, weren't we? So I think I've covered all this, and we're heading to these. So we've got Ultras and Vast Interior because we're trying to work our way to escape.
I'm ready. I'm always.
Try with this guy. Watch your step. I don't mean that as a threat. The bloom's acting strange, and no one knows why. It's probably because we've entered it.
Yes. Now.
Yes, now. Freeback's full. Applying effort on attack is critical to success in crises. But be careful not to drain your pulls too quickly. Okay, where are we now? The vast interior. The corpse of an insect of a gigantic proportions lies here. On close inspection, you see that it appears to be the mist of what getting absorbed into the wall. Ooh.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
Cannon guard. So we know that we can go back and there's a point up there still.
I'm ready.
Too little Nelsta. Can we go over here? I'm coming up past this. Holy fudge, look at that. Hello? Seriously, can you hear it? The bloom is hungry. That noise sounds like my stomach grumbling. Guess we're not going anywhere for a while. What's this? Nothing? The lads and I just guard the wagon. Our employees are those two midgets over there. Okay. Well, that's not this thing. Like, what are these? Are these coming from the lights?
Let's do this. I'm ready.
Used to be, now it ain't. The bloom does what? Something, it disappeared. I don't know, it disappeared. You imagine the two merchants turn towards you. One is a heavy-set human with a large head and a wide, bony face. The other is a particularly thin and sickly-looking Evangeline. His head crest is decorated with symbols that are unknown to you. Both are dressed in rich clothing. I hope you weren't planning to visit the Ascent, friend, says the human, whose face is set in a permanent frown. The only road was in there. He gestures toward the massive jaw that's closed over the far end of the platform, so I guess on the right. What happened here? As we approach the entrance, grows teeth, says the guarded Evangeline, or whatever. It speaks with a strange, halting accent, as if the truth is not its native tongue. The teeth get big and turn into a great jaw. Down it comes, swift and cruel. All this happens fast in time it takes to walk 5 steps. So you're going to have to work a way to get through before it comes down, I guess, or already open it. Human grimaces. The bloom's good for 3 things. Friend. So it's like farting up smoke to burn our eyes. Seriously, that's very vulgar. Trumping up smoke, the better term. trumping up smoke to burn our eyes. Wow. I said we're all gonna go to... Okay. Weighing foul water for us to drink and eating whoever and whatever it likes. You're headed for the trade post? What else? The Ascension has its own perils, but it's blessed with a bounty of useful things. Unlike this place, try getting anyone to pay for a hunk of quivering bloom flesh. The merchant scowls and spits. We trade in crystals from Anson's place. Good business there, bad business here. The Vandal attempts to scowl and spit in the same manner as its friends, but it only manages to spray the front of its garment with a blushy fluid from its nose slits. Wow, well done there. So what are you going to do now? The grizzly man asks us to go with him into the depths of the bloom, seek out other mouths, jaws and maws that lead to trade posts. We are not stupid, we say no. The Vandal twists its face into a deep frown in a remarkable imitation of its companion. Clearly it has been practicing. Better search for another way than to stay here and do nothing. Oh, okay, I get to pick what I want to say. I'm just going to go for the top stuff, but, you know, I think this is a choice. Send your guy by himself, he knows the bloom better than you do. If I find another way, I'll come and tell you. Yes, I'm yawning. I guess you will just be staying here then. You raise a bushy eyebrow. That's sharp of you, which makes me assume you have some nefarious motive, but pay it no mind. I have a pessimistic nature. Wow. Trying to get to answers, and what can you tell me about it? A world made of crystal like this? The Vandal plucks a finger-sized gemstone from his pocket. It seems to quiver of its own accord, as if it's alive. All things in Ascension made of crystal, living creatures too. It is a cold and dark place. The sun is too small in the sky. We don't venture far from the gate. As to human, nobody does if they're smart. Tell me about this again. Do you have anything to trade? Not yet. We offer salt and dyes and alchemical powders to our contact in the Ascension. He whatever it is absorbs what it likes and gives us crystalline artifacts in return. If we ever manage to get there, then I might have something to trade. You could try that flesh merchant on the next platform. He turns to his companion. What is his name again? Sundermun. His name is Sundermun. The Vandal bobs his head each time he speaks the name. 2 men he is, but also one. Okay. Are you all the same people? As you approach, you see 2 well-dressed merchants. Since before, upon seeing you, the wiry fellow shoos the merchant away. Oh, okay, this is something new actually. In heated conversation with a wiry man who was wearing a sort of odd-looking leathers. Upon seeing you, the wary fellow shoos the merchant away and turns in your direction. Instead of feet, you notice that he has 2 hand-like appendages, fashioned from metal and scythe. Indeed, both of his legs have been replaced by these artificial arms that appear remarkably flexible. Oh, yeah. Looking for the trade post, the wiry man flashes a lopsided grin and jabs a thumb at the giant toothy jaw behind him. Used to be in there till the bloom got hungry and ate it. At least I think that's what happened. Never can tell with this big old sack of guts we call home. And how am I supposed to get to the Ascension? When the merchant glares at the wiry fellow, that's just what we were asking him. Only one way to the Ascension Gate, and that's through the trade post. Just like I said, the wary man squints at the merchant as if daring him to push a little further. Surprisingly, the merchant looks away, the fight going out of him. Perception. You think you catch a glimpse of fear in the merchant's eyes, but you can't be sure. Oh, they're bullying the merchant, it seems. The wary man turns back to you. Knowing the bloom like I do, I bet that the trade post is still around here somewhere. You might find a mall that'll take you there. If you look hard enough, the bloom never closes off a path for long, but finding it again, that's a whole different story.
I'll remember that.
Okay. These are a day in the quest, good. Named Grizzly, by the way. Bloom guide, explorer and scout. 3 times eaten by the bloom and still intact. Well, mostly. He wiggles the artificial fingers of one of his feet. Where would I go to look for Amar? purses his lips. Used to be I could answer that question easily enough. I'll tell you just where to find them and where they lead and what to feed them, but something's got to the Bloom all riled up and she's opening and closing moles however she likes. He shakes his head disapprovingly, as if talking about his own disobedient child. So if I was you, I'll try the darkest corners of this gut bag I could find, dank and nasty places. That's where moles like to rip themselves into being. The slums are a good place to start, a little nillish chunk and slump, foul little holes like that. So what? Can you tell me a little more about the slums? Grizzly lets out a long puff of air, and you're fairly certain that his breath is the same colour as the feeding smoke emitted by the Bloom itself. Certainly it smells near as bad. Ew. Well now, he says, rocking back on the heels of his hand feet. From where we are right now, you can find your way to 3 of them. Little Nillish, where all of them funny looking mutants live. Chington slums, where folk go to get their bodies hacked or healed, and the old slave block. That's where I came from, on the slave block. I'm assuming you made a south face. Folk don't go there at all, unless they're murdants. But murdants don't really count as folks. Folk. By a little nation. Because you're not. First of all, it ain't so little. I'll guess it's bigger than the other slums, but half. Used to be called something else before the mutants moved in, but nobody remembers the old name. See, the mutants got here through a mar. They used to come and go as they pleased, trading goods from here and there, making all manner of shins. Somebody should have warned them that Mars are, was that only beasts? Or I don't get that word, something beasts. And they never do the same thing for too long. Sure enough, one day it's up and closed, and all the mutants on this side got trapped in the Bloom, been stuck here ever since. Funny thing about the little Nillish, folk on the outside of the Bloom like to pinch their rubbish in here. Oh, it's South American pitch, isn't it? Yeah, my wife talked about that. They say pitch a lot, meaning throw away. I think pinch is like, I said, why don't you just throw it away? Chuck the rubbish in the bin, and then oh yeah, pitch it. You pitch. What does it say? Pitch in the trash. That's it. It's rubbish in here, and they use rubbish hours, so they use both in here. Straight into the nearest tube, or Sci-fi? What the? I can't remember this one. But no matter. Moving on. No matter where they dump their trash. Seriously. Using both terms. I'm like, well, it should be pitch their trash, that's American, and they went with rubbish. And then down here they went and used trash anyway. It all finds its way to Little Nillish. Don't know how or why, I guess that's just where the Bloom likes to keep it. He smiles fondly, and again, you get the sense that he's talking about our much beloved child. Do you know about the slums? Grizzly brightens. That's where I got fitted with these. He taps the metal and scythe arm that doubles as his legs. Couple of them nice fellas helped me out when the Bloom ate my legs. They were a little odd, I admit, and lacking in social grace. Kept calling me by a number rather than my name. Nowadays, the slump is under the protection of a bunch of soldiers types, deserters, I hear, from some battle that never ends. Grizzly shakes his head. Imagine that, fighting in an endless battle. Should have thought it through before they signed up, that's what I say. I want to hear more about the slave block. Used to be a prison for slaves back in the days of the Children of the Great. They carved it out of the Bloom flesh with saws and spat solid light and blades that weren't all there. Folks say that's where Chillin was chained up, and that's where her legend was born. Wouldn't know it anymore. It's all feathers and filth in there now, ever since the mutants moved in. They're a pack of dirty thieves, and if you get too close to one of them, your thoughts get all stanky. Makes it hard to do just about anything. I hear it's because they talk to each other with their mind, but I guess they can't do it quiet and polite. Yeah, I mean, you're telepathic, you can't do it politely, can you? I have other questions. Tell me about the slums and that. I need to know more on Mars and how they work. Grizzle squints at you for a moment as if trying to decide if he trusts you or not. Then he nods. Amor is a door. See, a living door. It's a connection between somewhere in the bloom and another place. That other place might be right around the corner, or it might be in a whole different world. Maybe in a whole different time. It don't matter. None to the bloom. Only one rule with the malls, you feed them what they want, and they open. Trouble is, every mall wants something different. Might be an emotion, or a colour. These are unique colour. Or the blood of one particular fella. Or if you're lucky that day, it might be your own two legs. Like this. Malls are stubborn, every one of them. Until you give them what they want, they'll stay shut. He lowers his voice. Unless you've got a way to cut them open. Takes a special kind of weapon to do that, but the bloom don't like it one bit. She'll remember a fella who cuts open her maws, and things won't go easy for that fella around here. Okay. Think strange, do you know why? Before we say that, we're going to end this episode. Please like, please subscribe, please see you next time, and we'll continue asking this guy about the Mars and the bloom. I don't know why I'm not talking that way for him, but whatever. See you next week, like I said, and if you haven't already, subscribe and share this video. Bye everyone!